Unless you know that there is a problem in life, how can you have any solution for such a problem? So this verse is going to let us know what the problem is. But most people in this world, 99.99% of people, have no idea of this problem. And because they have no idea of this problem, they suffer the problem and have no solution for the problem. So now you're going to know the secret to the problem, and nobody likes to hear this problem. Nobody wants to hear this problem. But you have to hear it. If nobody tells you the problem, then you will think everything is fine, and you'll never get a solution for this problem. And this is the worst thing that can happen for us, that we have no solution to life's issues. But if we know this, then we will have a solution to this problem, and we'll know that which we need to do. But before we begin, let us chant our pranam mantras to our spiritual masters, from which without their mercy we'd have no solution to this problem. We would have no knowledge that the problem even exists. And the only reason I know about this problem is my spiritual masters have guided me to let me know and show me very practically, very realistically, yes, big problem. And instead of false hopes at solutions that can never solve the problem, they've given an actual solution to the problem, not coming from their own concoctions, the Krishna's solution to the problem. So this verse will talk about what Krishna says is the solution to the problem, and then Krishna will tell us what our problem is. All in one verse. Imagine we studied all 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita. And then imagine we took it further and studied all 18,000 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. The amount of solutions we'd have in our life. But, we have so many priorities in our life. And we're going here and there and prioritizing this, that, and the other thing. And then we don't understand why there's problems. Because we're not actively seeking solutions. But there's a solution. The Lord is giving solution every day. He's giving the solution. It's there. It's been there for, thousands upon thousands of years. This world has had access to these. All of India has access to Bhagavad Gita. Do you know any Indian who has never heard of Bhagavad Gita?
A lot of them.
Yeah, almost every Indian has heard of Bhagavad Gita. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, good to see you. So everyone has heard of these things. But who is the we're going to focus on one word called Mahatma, being a Mahatma. And a Mahatma is a great soul, but who is actually taking the steps, the progressive steps towards being a great soul? Because only great souls solve this problem. Everyone else, they will be plagued by this problem, birth after birth after birth, and means death after death after death, and live a life of disappointment after disappointment after disappointment, and there's no solution for them unless they become a Mahatma. So we're going to talk about the secret to becoming a Mahatma today. There's a couple secrets. But before we begin, we'll chant these prayers. Please chant along with us and invoke the same mercy that we're trying to invoke, and get the blessings of the very potent lineage of spiritual masters who are trying to enlighten this world and help us and give us solutions to these problems out of their great compassion for us. So.
Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitangena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sagana Raghunatham Nitam Tam Shri Jivam Sadhaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakamitam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kantana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vamsitapatabhijabhischa Kripa Sindhuvevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavari Pashatade Shatarine.
Tanu, I need one of you in here. Which one can I get? He'll come? Good, because there's a very important problem, and if both of you miss the presentation of the problem, then there's no chance of solution if we don't diagnose the problem. You're already diagnosing, but send one in. Yes, very good. All right, we'll study Bhagavad Gita. Very good verse. Yes, come for you. The problem has to be addressed. Yes. So Niranjan, you'll represent your family for the problem, and then both in your family. So you'll have no excuse not to understand this problem. You have to tell your significant others this problem. So this is very important. If this is not understood, nothing will be understood properly in life. So it's a very important verse, and it gives a very succinct address as what we need to do. So, repeat after me. Mamupetya punarjanma Dukhalayam ashashvatam Napnuvanti mahatmanaha Sangsiddhing paramam gata Mamupetya punarjanma Dukhalayam ashashvatam Napnuvanti mahatmanaha Sangsiddhing paramam gata. Okay, let's hear. In the back, someone has to chant. Niranjan, you're up. Mamupetya punarjanma Dukhalayam ashashvatam Napnuvanti mahatmanaha Sangsiddhing paramam gata. Okay. So what's this verse mean? Mam means unto me. Upetya means achieving. So Krishna is speaking this. So he's saying achieving me. Mam upetya. Punarjanma. And he's saying again, janma birth. So I'll explain what he's meaning by that. Dukhalayam ashashvatam. Dukhalayam is what?
Sadness.
Dukkha is sadness, yes, but a Dukhalayam is a place of sadness, a place of misery. Dukhalayam ashashvatam. And ashashvatam means temporary. So this will be important. So it's again birth in this place of misery that's temporary. So this is already giving us a very good clue, or he's actually straight up telling us what is the problem, is that we're born in this place of misery that's temporary. Most people are not addressing this problem at all. They're trying to enjoy. They're trying to have fun in this place. But unless you know what this is, and that this is a problem to be here, and you're going to face many problems here, there's no solution. But here he's saying a solution. Napnuvanti mahatmanaha. Na is never. Apnuvanti is attain. So they'll never attain this temporary place of misery who, again, they'll never be born into this temporary place of misery who achieve me. So this is the solution to Mamupetya, to achieve Krishna. Mahatmanaha. So the great souls are the one who achieve Krishna. So this is the clue as to what our solution is. We have to become a great soul and achieve Krishna. Sangsiddhing paramam gata. Sangsiddhing is perfection. And paramang is this ultimate perfection. Gataha, they've achieved. So we have to try to achieve this ultimate perfection, lest we will be in this temporary place of miseries. You cannot stop it. You can try everything, let me have a party, let me cook nicely, let me do this, let me arrange this, all these things we try to arrange in this world. Guess that the end result is always going to be dukalayam ashashvatam. It's a place of misery. No one wants to get old, but you're forced to get old. No one wants to get disease, but you're forced to get disease. No one wants to die, but you're forced to die. And all of the forced suffering in this world, it will only cause us misery. And we cannot stop it. Nobody wants all these things. And guess what? No one even wants to take birth either. We get born and then we're like, what's going on? What's the first thing everybody does in this world? Cries. Yes, you'll cry. So this is the nature of this world. It's actually a temporary place of misery. Krishna is telling himself. So if you don't know that, then you'll just be trying to be happy and it never works because you're in the wrong place to be happy. But if you know that this is a temporary place of miseries, and that the Mahatmas achieving the ultimate perfection, they never come back here, then you have a lifelong, not just a lifetime, you have an eternal solution to this very difficult problem. That, I'm miserable here. And no matter which way I spin it, it always ends with me upset, me miserable. And yes, I try to be happy day in and day out, but I'm always plagued by the different miseries of this place. And so you're going to guaranteed be plagued by these miseries. There is no stopping that. That's what this is. You're in a place of miseries. It's like, you're wanting to stay clean, but, you're in a mud pit. You're not going to stay clean in a mud pit. It's not a place to stay clean. You have to get out of the mud pit and if you want to take a shower and get clean. But if you're sitting in a mud pit, guess what? You're going to be dirty. So if you're in this place of miseries, this temporary material world, you're going to be miserable here. So what to do? Well, let's see what Prabhupada says. The translation is this: after attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection. Purport: since this temporary material world is full of the miseries of birth, old age, disease, and death, naturally, he who achieves the highest perfection and attains the supreme planet, Krishna Loka, Goloka Vrindavan, does not wish to return. The supreme planet is described in Vedic literature as beyond our material vision, and it is considered the highest goal. The Mahatmas, great souls, receive transcendental messages from the realized devotees, and thus gradually develop devotional service in Krishna consciousness, and become so absorbed in transcendental service that they no longer desire elevation to any of the material planets, nor do they even want to be transferred to any spiritual planet. They only want Krishna's association and nothing else. Such great souls in Krishna consciousness attain the highest perfection of life. In other words, they are the supreme souls. So this is what we're called to do. This is what Bhagavad Gita wants you to do. You have to become a Mahatma, or a great soul. So elsewhere in the Bhagavad Gita, it'll talk about what Mahatmas do. So we'll go to 9, and I believe it's 9:14, but let me just double check here. I wasn't prepared today, so I was supposed to have this week off for giving class, but because I'm leaving for India for 5 weeks.
Oh, you are?
Yes. I'm
How
just
long have you been?
5 weeks.
The whole
Yes.
family?
No, just me. My wife, actually, her idea. It wasn't my idea. I was committed to staying back with her in Abiram, but she was sensing that in the winter time, it's slow here, Did you see? Only a few people are coming. It's slow, but also, yeah, you know, in our everyday daily life, it's feeling stale. And the way you make life not stale is you have to go where there's transcendental personality who's above the staleness of life, and you receive their message and hear from them. So
which part are you going?
we'll go to two parts: Navadvip Mayapur, the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then we'll go to Vrindavan, the birthplace of Krishna. So that'll be my program for 5 weeks. I'll be every day kind of taking like a course load on transcendental messages.
Where is the birthplace of Prabhupada?
Prabhupada is Calcutta. I'm going there too.
Calcutta.
I'm flying into Calcutta, but we're going to the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is about 3 hours like southeast or something, or south of Calcutta, I think.
Lucky Prabhu, you will get to see Holi in Vraj.
Yes. I've been in. I don't like Holi so much in Vraj because they're always throwing colors at me, and I'm always wearing white. So I'm always very fearful of Holi in Vraj, but we'll be very happy.
You can't escape there.
Yes. I have to ruin at least one outfit. So yeah, I'll
No,
have to.
there would be, I think at Prem Mandir there's going to be Holi with flowers. They do
Yeah.
Holi with flowers.
Oh, that's a much nicer arrangement. But we'll be very busy. I don't know if we'll get so involved in all the external festivals, but we'll be very busy with certain, you could say, course load on things that need to be learned. So I'm going to go to school for 5 weeks, you know, so I can come back better and give a better message. So this is actually describes what the Mahatmas do. Just a verse before, it says, Mahatmanas tu mam partha, daivim prakriti mashrita, bhajantyananya manaso, gyatva bhutarim avyayam. O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, the Mahatmas, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. So, one, Mahatmas are always engaged in devotional service. This is how they attain Krishna, and this is how they become free of this place of miseries and this temporary world which gives miseries. Nobody here in this world is experiencing full happiness. It's not possible here. No matter which way you try and adjust your life, or you adjust your kids' lives, or you adjust your friends' lives or your work life, it's not going to happen. You're not going to have a full situation of happiness here. So what is the adjustment that needs to be made? We have to actually understand that there's God. There's Sambandha Jnana, you have knowledge of the relationship with God, and then there's an Abhideya, then there's a process how to attain God. But then if you don't know what the goal is, that there is a God, there He has a relationship with you, and you have a specific relationship with God, and actually that has to do with your own likes. But in the beginning, we don't really know much about God, so we don't know what our options are. You know, if somebody told you that there's a really good job opportunity, you know, you could look at it, oh wow, it sounds like I'd really like that job. But if you don't know about the job opportunity, you might not know what type of job you'd like. And you might not understand that there's amazing job opportunity is here if you don't understand about any job opportunity at all together. So the devotees actually, as Prabhupada was saying, they actually can reveal the job opportunity. And this is mundane. It's better. You have like a transcendental situation for eternity. And what's described is so wonderful. And that place is actually in Vrindavan. I'm going to Boma Vrindavan. This place described as Goloka Vrindavan in the spiritual world. But all the activities there are described and what to do. So how do you do it? How do you attain this loving relationship? Is devotional service. It's called Shuddha Bhakti. So pure devotional service. See, we're doing devotional service not purely. Everyone is coming to the temple for some reason. Some person wants to come to temple because they don't want their life to be bad. They want to get the blessings of the Lord so that their life is nice. So I have enough money, my kids are happy, I'm happy, all these things. But that's motivated. It's all about me. At the end of the day, I'm doing devotional service, not for the sake of pleasing you, but just, please, here's the Hare Krishna, give me money, give me money, give me money. You know, many people are chanting for like this. Give me money, like this. But this is not how you attain Krishna. We chant every day, Nadanam na janam na sundarim, Kavitamba jagadisha kamaye, Mama janmani janmanishvare, Bhavatad bhaktira haituki tvai. You know this prayer, Niranjan and Preeti? This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's only prayer he left here. You should learn this prayer. It's called the Shikshastakam. Very important prayer. The Shikshastakam, if we know this, just one prayer, everything. We have everything, actually. But to really know it, you know, it's only 8 verses and you can memorize it in maybe a week. But, you know, to really know it is a completely different thing. So every day I'm learning more about this prayer that I chant every day for many years now. So what does it mean? Nadanam. Nadanam means what? No money. Najanam. Yeah, not birth. Jana is like fame and popularity. No worldly popularity. Najanam. Nasundarim. Yeah, no beautiful women. And for the ladies, no beautiful men. You know, no beautiful partners. No sundaris. Kavitam va. What's that mean? Like to be a kavi is what? Poet. Yeah, to be like a poet or a recognized personality in this world for your intellect. Oh, someone who has worldly knowledge, things like that. Even it could be a musician, it could be, it could be a teacher, it could be a scholar, anything. Or an employee at your corporation. None of this thing. Kavitam va jagadisha kamaye. So, Jagadisha is, O Lord of the universe. Kame, what I really desire is Mama Janmani. So Mama, Janmani and Janmani means what? Birth after birth. Yes. Bhavatad means? It says, let there be. Bhaktir means what? Let there be bhakti. Let there be bhakti, devotional service. Important word though, ahaituki. Ahaituki means what? Unmotivated. Tvai, unto you. Let there be unmotivated bhakti unto you. I don't want money, I don't want fame, I don't want a beautiful partner or beautiful partnerships, and I don't want worldly recognition for my skills and abilities. I only want birth after birth, unmotivated service to you. Meaning service that's only pleasing to you. Not for like a business transaction. Selfless. Yes, selfless. But actually it's the most selfish if you actually understand who the self is. If you understand that the self is a part and parcel of Krishna and is meant to serve Krishna, it's the most selfish thing you could do. I'm going to actually serve myself's real interest, to be who it really is, a servant of Krishna. So in that way, it's very selfish. But from the material ego standpoint, it would be selfless, because the identity that we're forming of, I was born Ronald Medeo. I'm Ronald Medeo of this family, of this lineage. This is my body. This is my sex. This is my. I'm a father. These are all temporary things. Dukala mashashvatam. Temporary and misery, miserable identifications. But if you actually want to take protection of this divine nature and engage in Shuddha Bhakti, pure Bhakti, you can attain Krishna this way. And you can attain that loving relationship. So how to do that, we'll explain. But here's what Krishna says himself in 9:14. So you chant this with me. Satatang kirtayanto mang.
Satatang kirtayanto mang.
You can read back there? It's okay? Big enough? How about that? Yatantascha dridhavrata Namasyantascha mang bhaktya
Namasyantascha mang bhaktya
nitya yukta upasate
Yayutta upasate
satatang kirtayanto mam
Satatam kirtayanto mam
yatantascha dridhavrita
Yatascha vibhavata
namasyantascha mang bhaktya
Namasyantascha mang bhaktya
nitya yukta upasate.
Yayutta upasate.
It's a very nice verse. So satatam means always. Kirtayanto means always chanting. Mam, about me. They're always reciting my glories. Kirtan also means glories. So you should always be chanting about the Lord. This is what Mahatmas do. They're always glorifying the Lord. Meaning you go to the bank. Like I know Vijay, he deals with many business transactions in this way. You were a pharmacist for many years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you had many customers, many personal. And I know Vijay, he loves to talk to people. We meet new person is here, Vijay is talking. So what does the Mahatma version of Vijay talk about? Krishna's glories, the glories of God. So Satatam Kirtayantu, they're always glorifying me. They're always chanting my glories. Yatantascha dridha vrataha. Yatantas means they're fully endeavoring. They're making intense endeavor, fully endeavoring. How? Dridha vrataha. So dridha is with determination. And vrataha is they're making some type of commitment. They're making some commitment in their life. For the devotees here, what are some of our commitments we make? To every day chant 16 rounds of the Maha Mantra. Every day to chant the Lord's name a certain amount of time. To try and not just, like mumble, like, all right, I gotta count. I gotta count to 16 times 108 today. That's not what we're doing. The actual purpose of the mantra is that you're addressing Krishna and you're recognizing that your goal is to attain Krishna. Let me attain your service. Let me be in a place where I can serve you. And it won't look like this in this body. You have an eternal body and an eternal destination. And if you don't know what that looks like, you won't know what the goal is actually. So that's why it's very important that we try to understand. Like, for instance, if you read the Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita will not give you everything. Bhagavad Gita will tell you, Krishna's the goal, I'm the goal, and you should attain me. But how to do it, he does not tell. How to do it, he's not telling everything. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, he gives you many different examples of how different devotees have attained him. How Prahlad attains Nrsimha. How many devotees attain Bhagavan Sri Ram. How many devotees attain Bhagavan Sri Krishna. The different tiers of the different devotees who attain Krishna. But what I can give you a cheat code all the way to the end goal. The cheat code is this. That the place where Krishna gets the most happiness and all of the residents there get the most happiness are the residents of Vrindavan. Krishna and Vrindavan. So if you can learn how the devotees of Vrindavan, and in specific, I'll give you another cheat code. If you can learn how the young girls, the gopis, serve in Vrindavan, and I'll give you another cheat code even. And if you could learn how the topmost gopi, Radharani, she serves in Vrindavan. I'll give you another cheat code. You're not trying to be Radharani because she's the best at serving Krishna. But if you can learn how her servants serve her in serving Krishna, this will give the topmost happiness. But in order to do all that, there's lots of study that has to come. Lots and lots of study. So, to be honest, it may not happen in this life. It's possible. It's possible that all of the effort that would need to happen to try to understand even about the goal, it may not happen even in this life. But if you don't know that this prospect even exists, like if you didn't know about this job opportunity, you'd never go and apply for the job and put yourself in a position to get the job. So if you don't know about the highest goal and the highest pleasure that's available in existence, you'll never know how to apply for that job. So Tanmay, Hare Krishna. So we're trying to convince you guys to please take this really wonderful job application. You have an incredible opportunity to get out of this temporary miserable place that will never give you happiness. That's the first part. The problem is that we're in a temporary place of misery that only gives misery. It's not that, the end result of this existence is always misery. There's no way, ifs, ands, or buts around it. But Krishna, he's saying, what did he say? Mamupetya punarjanma dukalayam ashashvatam napnu vanti mahatmanaha. But never to the person who attains me do they have to attain this temporary miserable place. Sangsidding paramangata. For they've achieved the ultimate perfection. So we're trying to teach people about the ultimate perfection. But if you don't even know what it is, that it even exists, and you're too busy engaging in the things of the world, what does Krishna say you get? What two words? What's Dukalayam again? A place of miseries, and Ashashvatam is? It's just temporary, which will always, end. So does anyone have any happiness that they found in this world which will never end? I'll give you one. I'm having a lot of joy in the joys of being a father. Anyone experience the joys of being a parent here? Yes. Our whole back row. Yeah. The joys of being a parent. It's wonderful.
There are challenges also.
Yes, of course. I mean, there's many miseries too. Yeah. But I mean, like one, for instance, my son. I actually, if I'm laying next to my son, I can never sleep properly because if he's awake, I can never sleep properly because I'm very fearful that he'll like claw my eyes out or something like this. Like he's, it's very dangerous actually. But my body is like tensing up if I close my eyes, and because he's just trying to gouge my eyes out or something like this. But this is just an obvious thing. But there's a lot of joy. But this situation is going to end. I'll give you an example. I'm leaving for 5 weeks now. And my biggest, most difficult thing, yes, leaving my wife is very difficult, but leaving my son for 5 weeks, I'm like, I'm feeling the separation. But this is just the nature of it. Like Vijay and Sarojini have old children. Yeah, and so I'm sure you miss when they were little babies and you're so cute, and yeah, I'm sure you miss it. Do you not?
When they're grown up, we miss them.
Yeah, and then they're grown up and then they forget about mom and dad a lot, Just like I forget, I'm always, I'm never thinking what my mom and dad are doing. But they're always thinking of me.
Yeah.
And they're always thinking of the kids. So this is an example of everything that you give is joy in this world, it'll also give misery at the end because you lose it. It doesn't always give joy. So we have to do something about this. So what do the devotees do? Yatantascha dritavrataha. So with determination, they're fully endeavoring with determination. They make some commitments to attain this highest goal. So we talked about it. Shuddha bhakti is the process. Pure devotion. Bhaktira haituki tvayi. Meaning bhakti without any of your own personal motivation. This is how you attain Krishna. But we have so many of our own material motivations. All right, I'm doing my service Krishna to you every day. I expect a nice paycheck. I expect a nice comforting home. All my needs are taken care of. I have enough food. I have all these things. That's, of course, Krishna will give all that. Why not? But that shouldn't be your motivation with why you're doing it. You can attain the highest perfection that way. Krishna is giving that to everyone for free. Everyone. The birds get that. The squirrels get that. The atheists get that. They have all their needs and foods and everything that they need. So of course the devotee will get everything that they need. That's a given. You don't need to work. You don't need to worship God for these things. You're worshiping God. The wise, or the Mahatmas, they worship God for a different reason. Because they want to give pleasure to God, and they're realizing this is the most valuable thing. I'll give you an example in Shastra. You've all heard of Dhruv Maharaj? You know the story of Dhruv Maharaj? I'll tell you a nice story. It's from the Bhagavatam. It's very, very nice. And actually I heard it from one of my Shiksha Gurus not that long ago. His name is Bhakti Swarup Sridhar Maharaj. And he told it in a way that I never heard before. And let's see if I can remember some of the really nice facets of it. So there's a king, King Uttama. Oh, not Uttama, Uttanapad. Uttanapad means one whose feet is above their head. And I'll explain. We're all like King Uttanapad. Why? Because when we take birth in this world, we come out head first, feet are above the head. So King Uttanapad, and he has two beautiful wives. One named Suniti, and one named Suruchi. And from Suniti comes Dhruv, the main character of our story. And Dhruv, I believe, means like the truth. Yeah, the truth of life. I believe, if I'm remembering the story nicely. And then Suruchi has a son named Uttama. So Uttama could be like a mountain of Tama, of ignorance. So we actually also have these two wives in our life. We also have Suruchi and Suniti. So Suniti Niti is like coming from the Shastras. You know, the truth of the Shastras and the auspicious Shastras, or the scriptures, represent Suniti. And then there's another one, Suruchi. Suruchi is that ruchi, what we taste, and su is that makes us happy. So the tastes of this world that make us happy. Everybody loves Suruchi. King Uttanapad loves Suruchi. But Suniti actually gives the good benefit. Suruchi gives her son, who's named Uttama, like a mountain of ignorance. And ignorance causes what? Misery. And actually in this pastime he causes misery. Just by his birth. But Dhruv, the truth, actually gives real happiness. But the truth isn't always palatable to everybody. People don't like the truth necessarily. They like what they like, Suruchi. But I like. But that causes misery. What you like causes misery. What is said in the Shastras, what the scriptures are saying, this is going to give truth. So here's the story. Suruchi was younger than Suniti. Suniti, when a king has two wives, he favors the younger, prettier wife. It's natural. You know, youth is more beautiful. So he favors. Even though the oldest wife, she might be the most pious and might have the most, the best thing for him. And Suniti is that wife. But Suruchi is more attractive, you know. So we're like this too. We have our two wives. And one we like, we have Suniti. She's the scriptures. This is very nice. It's very nice. And she gives birth to Dhruv, truth. But Suruchi, I like Suruchi. Anything that I taste, it's very attractive. She's very young and glamorous and attractive. So we chase Suruchi. And so one day Uttanapad is sitting there with Uttama, his son, the mountain of ignorance, on his lap. And Dhruv also wanted to come and sit on his father's lap. This is a pastime. The pastime is the personification of these virtues and values in our life. And Dhruv wanted to sit on his father's lap, like Nihir is sitting on Niranjan's lap. But Uttanapad, he would say, you're also my son, I will take you. But Suruchi gets jealous of Suniti. No. My son is sitting on your lap. And she forbids Dhruv, you cannot sit on your father's lap. So Dhruv is very angry. He's a Kshatriya, he's a king, a boy of a king. He's very angry, he does not like this at all. How dare you tell me I cannot sit on my father's lap? And so she says, I'll give you a hint. The only way you can sit on your lap is if you pray to the Lord. So she knows that the only way you get any benedictions is through the Lord. Just like we know. Everyone here knows, we should go to the temple to get benedictions. But she doesn't know what to get benedictions about. So Suruchi, she says that you should pray to the Lord that in the next birth you take birth in my womb. Meaning, she's Suruchi. She's the one who has the, all the good taste of this material world. Where Suniti, if you follow the wisdom of the scriptures, it's not all about good taste and easy temporary pleasures. So a lot of times it's discipline. A lot of times it's bitter to us. Oh, I don't want to get up early. I don't want to, engage in spiritual activity. I just want to watch TV, or I want to eat junk food. These are all suruchi activities. Things that give a quick pleasure. But here's what happens to suruchi and suniti. So Dhruv, he sees this by his stepmother, and she treated him so cruelly, and he runs crying to his mother. And Uttanapad, because Suruchi is his younger wife that he favors, even though she was cruel and wrong, he did not say anything. He did not protest, because he has a special affection for her. And we all have a special affection. Even though we have different tastes in our life, which take us away from our scriptural duties, we don't protest. We make some excuse for them. That's why we have regulative principles, but eating meat, even though it's against the scriptures to harm another living entity, it tastes good, and we can't do anything about it anyway. We make some excuse for this thing, that thing, and the other thing. Engaging in sex life unnecessarily, everyone does it, or you need to do it, or I'm young, or this, that, and the other thing. You make some excuse for why you always defend, your suruchis in your life. We have many different suruchis. But anyhow, Dhruv runs to Suniti. And Suniti, she's very, very pious, chaste lady. She's the embodiment of the scriptures, so of course. So she says to Dhruv, "Why are you crying, Dhruv?" And Dhruv says, "I want to sit on my father's lap, but like my brother, but my stepmother said I cannot, and I have to pray to the Lord." And she's like, "Yes, this is good advice. The Lord will actually, if anything good that you want in your life, the Lord provides all of these things." And then he says, "But mother," he says, "the only way I can," she says, "I can attain this thing is if I take birth from her womb." And so Suniti says, "That's not correct." She is correct. She has been your good instructor. She's acted as a guru to you to tell you to approach the Lord. But you go approach the Lord. He can give anything. You don't have to, there's no limitation or stipulation. He'll give anything. Don't you worry. You just approach the Lord. She told you to do bhajan or practice bhakti unto the Lord. So, okay. So Dhruv is 5 years old, but he's like son of a king. He's strong, he's powerful, and he's determined. I will go practice bhakti. And she said, okay, you go out and into the forest and you meditate on the Lord and you practice bhakti until the Lord gives you what you want. And so Dhruv is ready. Okay, I'm going. So when Dhruv is going out by good fortune, wouldn't you know he meets somebody? Do you know who he met? Narada Muni. Narada Muni is one of the first living entities in this universe. He is the son of Brahma, and he is also our one of the gurus in our lineage. The knowledge that I'm even giving this is coming from Narada Muni. He is a very, very top-level sage in this universe. And he's the spiritual master of Vyasadeva, of all the, so many great personalities in this universe. Even the Lord himself in incarnations. He's actually said to be one of the incarnations of the Lord, a Shaktivesh incarnation of the Lord. So Narada Muni, he sees Dhruv determined. He says, "Dhruv, where are you going?" Because Narada Muni, he one of his things he does, he goes to the different kings of the world. And he gives his sages, they go to different places, not because they want anything from anybody, because they want to help these people. The people in household life, we get in so much ignorance, and we need all kinds of help. So sages, by mercy, they come. We invite different saints and sages to come here throughout the year, and they come only to help us, but they don't want to stay here with us because they know we're kind of dealing with all kinds of miserable things, so they keep going. But we ourselves, we keep in this misery. So anyway, the kings of the world, they experience all kinds of misery. So Narad's not going to stay there. But he'll go there to help them, and then he goes on because he's a transcendental person. He's a great soul. He's always engaged in happiness because he's a Mahatma. He's attained Krishna. So what does Narada Muni do? When he sees Dhruv, he says, "Dhruv, where are you going?" And he's saying, I'm going to do bhajan unto the Lord. He says, "Bhajan? You're 5 years old. Being young is for playing. You go out and play, and when you're older, you can do bhajan. And he says, no, I'm doing bhajan, and I don't think you're not who you say you are. He says, I'm not who I say I am. What are you talking about? He says, the Narada Muni I heard about, he always teaches people about bhajan. But here you are telling me to go play? You must not be Narada Muni. And he keeps walking. So then Narada Muni says, wait. Okay, this is a good point. I'll help you. You want to do bhajan to the Lord? Fine. You go to the banks of there's a place in Vrindavan actually where he was sent. Long before Krishna came to this world. But Vrindavan, Mathura has always been a holy place. So he says, go to the bank of the Yamuna and practice bhajan. And but in order to do that, you need a mantra. So do you know what the mantra is that he gave? We chant it every time we do Bhagavatam class. Yes. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Do you know who else chanted this mantra? You should watch the Mahavatar Nrsimha movie. Prahlad is chanting this mantra throughout the whole movie. This is his mantra too. Very powerful mantra. It's also the first 3 words of the Srimad Bhagavatam. He begins Srimad Bhagavatam, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadyasya Yaton Vayadi Taratas Chartheshvaswabhigyaswara Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kave Moyanti Yatsuraya Tejo Vari Medam Yatha Vinimayo Yachachri Sargo Mrisha Dam namasvena sada nirasta kuhakang satyang padam dhimahi. Anyway, it's the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. There's 18,000 verses. But the first 3 words are Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. It's a mantra. Om, it's referring to the absolute truth in the form of sound. Namo, I offer my obeisances. Bhagavate, unto the Supreme Lord, Bhagavan, Vasudevaya, who's pervading everywhere. That all-pervasive Lord who's everywhere in all things. I'm offering my obeisances unto such a Lord. So Dhruv starts chanting, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And then he's chanting and chanting and chanting. And he's having some realization. At first, he was chanting. And we should learn from Dhruv the intensity of his bhajan. As we chant too, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. In this age, this is what's recommended. The Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. But then we get distracted. No, I have to do this now, and I have to do this, I have to do this. But Dhruv just chanting. And he learned something. At first, he would eat once a day. But then he realized, every time I have to go search for food and eat, it's distracting my chanting and it's slowing down my progress. So he started eating every 3 days, and he only took water. But still, going to get water and drinking, all these things, that's also slowing down my progress. He take a break from water. So he only took water every 3 days, and he took food every week, and like this. And he started reducing everything to eventually he stopped taking water, he stopped taking food, and he's only surviving off of the breath. But then even after that, he was realizing this is slowing down my process. But as he was doing this, he was meditating in his heart, and actually, the Supreme Lord Vishnu was beginning to appear, and he was able to meditate and see this beautiful Lord. And he's meditating like this with intensity while chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And he keeps chanting. And then with great vigor, what happens is when one does some austerity, there's demigods in his body. But actually, all the demigods of the universe, when one does deep austerity, one of the reasons all the great powerful demigods, they come and give benedictions to that person because it causes them great stress. So when Dhruv was meditating with such intensity and doing so much tapasya or austerity, it was causing all of the powers of the universe all kinds of trouble and creating this crazy heat. Because when you fast from water and all these things, it creates some heat in the body. So that's on the microcosm. But on the macrocosm, all the demigods are affected. So they actually begged Lord Brahma, we're suffering so much from this powerful boy. We don't know what to do, please. And Brahma says, yes, I'm also suffering. So the only one we can do is the Lord he's meditating on. We have to call out to Vishnu. So they approached Vishnu and said, please, we're suffering immensely. Can you not go and give Dhruv what he wants? And said, Vishnu says, okay. He's already achieving me. He's already attaining me. But I will go and come before him. So all of a sudden, Dhruv's in meditation and he's meditating on the Lord in the heart. And then he disappears. So then Dhruv is startled. He opens his eyes. He says, where's he gone? But as he opens his eyes, that Vishnu is right before him. This is significant because Dhruv, as a yogi, he was meditating and experiencing the Lord in his heart. This is one level of realization of the Lord. But an even higher realization of the Lord is when the Lord will personally come to interact with you, which is what happened. So the Lord came and Dhruv was stunned and just seeing how beautiful the Lord was in person. Now he wasn't seeing him in a distance in his heart. He's seeing him person to person. And so Dhruv is, this is all found in the Srimad Bhagavatam. If you read this, a very nice pastime. And it's also teaching you about pure bhakti. So Dhruv, he sees the Lord and he wants to say something, but he's just completely in a stupor. He doesn't even know what to say. Did you ever get so in awe of something that you didn't know what to say? You couldn't say anything. You were just completely like... I remember one time I did a silent meditation retreat for 5 days, where I didn't talk for 5 days. So it was like an exercise. I was practicing Buddhism at the time. So I did this meditation retreat for 5 days and I did not say a word. And at the end of the 5 days, they told us we can talk. And so I went to go talk to some girl next to me, but I couldn't say anything. I didn't know how to talk anymore, and I was and like I couldn't even say anything. It was weird. You just forget how to talk. Well, anyway, Dhruv, he could not say anything. But then all of a sudden, the Lord just placed his hand upon his head. It's a very famous painting. Maybe Madhav can find it in here. Painting of the Vishnu placing his head on his hand on Dhruv's head. Remember, Dhruv is a little 5-year-old boy. And Vishnu, is the Supreme Lord in beautiful form. So maybe we'll get you an image visual here. So Dhruv, all of a sudden, with the touch of Vishnu, he was just composing prayer after prayer after prayer, glorifying the Lord. He knew exactly what to say. And one of the things he said, my Lord, I was praying so much for a kingdom like that of my fathers, greater than my fathers. Don't we all want that? We all want some great kingdom in this world. We want some great dynasty, some great legacy and things like that. I was praying for broken glass, but now I have the most precious jewels. And I don't want any of these things anymore.
If you want to close up on there, there's no picture of Dhruv Maharaj in there.
The whole book, there's not one of Dhruv Maharaj? I cannot believe you.
I looked at it. It's not there.
It would be under the devotees.
Yeah,
And
it
he
is.
was just on that.
Yeah. All the other ones are the Lord incarnations.
Really?
Yeah, not one of Dhruv Maharaj.
Wow.
You could just keep going. I'll find one online, send it to you.
Okay. So, maybe Madhav, you can pull one up on here. So this is he said I was praying for all of these worldly things, but now that I've seen you, I don't want any of this anymore. It's like broken glass. Anyone ever break glass? What do you do with broken glass? What do you do with broken glass? And where do you put it?
Trash.
Yeah, that's where broken glass belongs, and in the trash. So he's saying that all the greatest kingdom of this world is like broken glass. If you're seeing the Lord in person and you actually attain the Lord, which is what that verse was talking about, if you actually attain the Lord, all of these things of this world are trash. They're garbage. And put them where they belong, in this place of misery. But he's seeing the Supreme Lord. And he's looking at his feet. So this is actually, if we only knew how great this job application is that we're applying for. If we only knew the type of job and the type of pleasure and the type of existence that awaits for us, we would not do anything else. But the only problem is we don't know. We're not sufficiently educated. We haven't heard enough. So we get so caught up in all of these material, qualms and quarrels and, oh my gosh, and we lament, oh my God, my finances, oh my God, my relationships, oh my God, my children, oh my God, my relatives, and everything we're crying and crying and crying about. Little do we know what's really, what we should be crying is about. I am not experiencing this amazing pleasure of the Lord. That's what we should be crying for. I have no desire at all. There's a prayer that we chant every day. Nam namakadi bahuda nija sarva shaktis tatrarpita niyamita smaranena kalaha etadrishi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi dordaiva midushami hajini nanuragaha. So again, it's that Shikshastakam, that prayer of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But this is the most important verse for us because this is where we're at. He's saying, Nam Nam, my name, Akari, is manifested. Bahuda, there's many names manifested to the living entities. Nija Sarva Shaktis, with all of my personal potencies. Meaning that in the name of the Lord is the Lord Himself. Everything is in the name of the Lord. The name of the Lord is so infinitely powerful. It gives you everything. Every aspect of the Lord is there. And He's saying everything is in His name. Tacharpita, He's invested all of Himself. All of His personal potencies, His Shakti is in His name. Tacharpita, Niyamita, Smarane, Nakalaha. And there's not even any Niyamita rules, Smaranes, in how to remember Nakalaha, nor any time. Like with the Brahma Gayatri, when you chant your Gayatri mantras, you have to bathe, you have to, chant some prayers, you have to sit on a proper seat, and there's you have to get your, what is this called? The Janeu. You have to get, did I lose mine? Oh, there it is. You have to get your Brahmin thread, and you have to do all these, I'm not supposed to chant them to the public. But anyhow, there's all kinds of rules and regulations. But with the names of the Lord, there's no rules, regulations. Go ahead, you're in the bathroom, in the shower, you're doing anything, you chant the name of the Lord, everything is there. But, Tacharpita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaha, Etadashi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi. He's saying so much is your mercy. Hare Krishna Danya. And Nadia. Nadia, you're doing well today?
No, I was sick.
You were sick. Everybody was sick. Wow. Well, the whole verse today, Nadia, is how everyone in the world is sick. And we're sick and tired of this Dukalayam Shashvatam, this temporary, miserable world we're a part of. So don't worry. We're all trying to get better. So anyhow, Etadashi Tava Kripa Bhagavanmi. So much so, you're giving everything in your name. And you're so much mercy you're giving to me, dear Lord. Bhagavan Mamapi, Dordaivam Idushami Hajani Nanuragaha. But Dordaivam, I'm so unfortunate. Why am I unfortunate? Due to my offensive nature. Due to my ignorance and Dordaivam Idrisham, it's such Ihajani, in this world, there's not any birth, there's not any desire, Nanuragaha. There's no desire to love you. There's no desire to approach you at all. Like we see in this pastime, Dhruv, he sat by the bank of the Yamuna and he meditated on his mantra to achieve the Lord. He knew that was the goal, and I need to attain, like this verse says, Mamu Petya, those who attain me. So he knew to attain the Lord, because Suniti, his mother, told him that's what to do. But unfortunately, due to our offensive nature, due to our ignorance, we don't desire that at all. Even though everything is there, we can also sit and do that. But we're not maybe as qualified as Dhruv. He sat for 6 months in meditation. And he gradually reduced his eating and sleeping and everything down to nothing. But what will we do? You take 10 minutes a day. We can't even take 10 minutes a day. Oh, let me meditate on the Lord. Can't even take 20 minutes a day. But he took, we should take our whole lives. That's what the Mahatmas do. Satatam kirtayantamam. They're always glorifying the Lord. And Krishna, he says in this verse, why am I forgetting that line? Oh, napnuvanti mahatmanaha. They never attain this temporary miserable place, the Mahatmas. Sangsitting paramamgata. Because they have the ultimate perfection. They've achieved the ultimate perfection. How did they achieve that ultimate perfection? Shuddha bhakti. They're always trying to attain the Lord. They're trying to achieve the Lord. The easiest way to do that is to call the Lord's name. So they take time every day. Right? Dridha vrataha. They're trying to make some commitment to approach the Lord every day. So to finish this pastime, what ends up happening is now Dhruv meets with Vishnu and he says, I don't want any of this anymore. I only want you, Lord. This is the only thing worth having, is you. So the Lord, he says, oh, I cannot come empty-handed. You've already attained me. So I also need you to do a service. So he gave him, there's a one star in the sky. It's called the pole star. Or what do they say? The North Star. It says a name? Sirius? Is it Sirius? Yeah, I think it's Sirius. But anyway, the scientists, they give some name. But anyway, this North Star in the Vedic astrological understanding is very important because every other planet, it's the only thing that stays fixed in the sky. Every other constellation, it rotates around this. So it's said to be like the head planet of all of the other astrological influences. He says, I need you to rule this planet. So Dhruv is given this kingdom, this world, and it's the highest planet in this material world that everything else is revolving around. So Dhruv was given this kingdom, way bigger than his father's things. But we need to learn something. If you remember, as Dhruv gets older, he first ruled his father's kingdom for so many thousands of years before he went to this pole star. But what ended up happening is that Suniti or Suruchi realized how great Dhruv was. And what ended up happening is her son Uttama, he ended up going out to the forest one day, and because of the nature of Uttama means like a mountain of tama, of ignorance, he ends up dying and causing her so much suffering. And some yakshas were responsible for his death. So Dhruv actually went and started massacring all of them because he loved his brother. He didn't want his brother to die. But by the nature, remember, this is also allegorical. We're all Uttanapad. Uttanapad, remember, it means he whose feet are up. Uttanapad. Pad is like legs or feet are up. We all are born into this world, Uttanapad. Head down, feet up. And remember, we all have two wives, Suniti and Suruchi. Suniti is that which the scriptures say. Suruchi is that which we like, that which we want to do. Suruchi gives birth to Uttama, a mountain of ignorance. And she gets very proud and arrogant. But Suniti gives birth to the truth. And the truth is very pleasing to the Lord and can achieve the Lord. So we all want to be like Dhruv and listen to Suniti, the scriptures on what to do. So there's allegorical. The Bhagavatam is amazing because it's giving personal histories and pastimes, but there's also deep allegorical meaning for us to benefit from. So ultimately, we want to take the good wife, Suruchi, and give special attention. See, this is my conditioned nature, wanting to go with Suruchi and go with my mountains of ignorance. But with Suniti, the scriptural injunctions, and this will give birth to Dhruv, the truth. And truth can attain the Lord if we live in this truthful, harmonious way. And what Dhruv achieved is he realized that pure bhakti was the only thing. That he wanted all these material things, and he ended up getting it, but it never truly made him happy. Why? Because the happiness he received by experiencing the Lord was way greater than the highest planet, all of the opulence of this world can give. So, pure bhakti is described, and remember this is the means to attain the Lord, is anyabhilashita shunyam Jnana karma dhyanavritam anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhaktir uttama. Anyabhilashita shunyam, free from any material desire. Jnana karma dhyanavritam, free from any of the fruits of karma, trying to get certain results in this world. Jnana, trying to achieve a certain amount of knowledge, or adi, even a certain amount of yogic perfection or mysticism or renunciation. Anyavritam, it's not covered by any of these things. Anukulyena krishnanushilam, it's only activities which are favorable to Krishna. This is bhaktir uttama. That's all it takes. You just want to do something pleasing to Krishna. You just want to do something pleasing to the Lord. And if you do that, then you can attain Krishna. But you have so many hours in the day. Your whole life could and should be that, like Dhruv's, in order to achieve the Lord. And the great souls, that's what they do. Satatam kirtayanto mam. They're always glorifying the Lord. They're always and let me go back to that verse. Where did I put it? Here? 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 There it is. Namasyantas chamam bhaktya is the next part. They're always offering their obeisances unto him. And bhaktya, in devotion, nitya yukta upasate. They're always engaged in his worship. This is what Mahatmas do, and these are the ones who attain Krishna. Sangsidding paramam gata, like we did in the original verse. So we have to somehow or other design our life in such a way that we can attain Krishna. That's the only thing that really is, that's the end goal. And we talked about it, the progressions. One, you have to know Krishna exists. And then you have to know where Krishna exists in his happiest place. We gave you the clue of Vrindavan is that. Then you have to know Krishna, the devotees in Vrindavan, the ones that please him the most, it ends up being the cowherd girls. And the one that pleases him the most of all the cowherd girls is actually Radharani. And then the service that's most pleasing that we can do isn't to actually try to be like Radharani, it's to serve Radharani. But all of that can't just be understood all at once. It's a gradual progression. And if we study the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Chaitanya Charitamrita, we can see the different devotees, we can see the different forms of worship in ourselves, internally in our heart. We can start to have the transformation of the desire. And as we read through the Bhagavatam and we see the transformation in the hearts of the devotees of the Bhagavatam, we ourselves also will have our heart transformed. And we'll want to serve Krishna. And we will intensify our service from maybe 10 minutes a day to 20 minutes a day, to eventually all the way down to when the Mahatmas, they're always 100%, 24/7. Kalang Nayed, I'm forgetting it. But anyhow, always 24 hours. Kalang Nayed, Akilam Iti Upadesha Saram. 24 hours a day. They're always engaged in this. So be a Mahatma. That's my humble plea to us. Sorry I wasn't prepared today. This is just kind of what I'm personally studying in my life, so I just shared that with you. Are there any questions or things like that? No? So Tanmay, you ready now to do pure bhakti? You think so? Okay, what do you think is... I have a question for you then. What do you think a good first step would be?
Sadhu Sangha, come here, chant.
Yes. So that's very good. So what percentage of your week do you think you're doing that?
I chant daily in the morning, like 1 round.
Very good.
That's 1 round.
That's very good. So you stay like that and then you do 2 rounds. Yeah. You give that extra. And then Sadhu Sangha, you're coming here, once a week?
Once a week.
So you should come twice a week. So, very good. And then you'll get a little closer to attaining Krishna. You see it, it's gradual. It's not that, I'm going to attain Krishna tomorrow. Like Dhruva he thought he was intense. But it took him 6 months of complete intensity. He stopped even sleeping, eating, drinking, and breathing. And he was fully, we can't do like that. But we can do something more than what we're already doing. So just do a little bit more and you will be okay. And don't lament for these material things, you know. It's all broken glass. You know, you have this jewel of the Lord. If we can attain the Lord, oh my gosh, you know, everything in this world is dukkhalayam shashvatam. It's all temporary and miserable. Anything you can think about. And it's no wonder you're experiencing misery. Because that's all it is. You're just getting miserable about things that are miserable by nature. You know, it's just, oh, if only I had enough money. Yeah, I mean, but money's going to come, you have to spend it, it's going to disappear. You know, everyone, you know, there's no perfect solution. And then, or someone will cheat you out of it, the government will cheat you out of it. It's all like that.
It's like Elon Musk has so much money and then he loses like millions or billions and he's lamenting over losing millions or billions.
Yeah, and
There's more to lament over.
even the trillionaires are lamenting over, oh, I wish I had more money. Meaning it's never enough. It'll never be enough. It'll never satisfy you. But this, if you actually achieve the Lord, you'll spit at the thought of money. And then the Lord ends up giving you all of the things you need anyway. Like Dhruv Maharaj, he rules over the pole star. Everything's revolving around it. It's the biggest planet and kingdom in the whole material universe. But he doesn't want it at all anymore because he's a pure devotee. And now he's lamenting, oh, I have all these material things that are temporary and miserable. I only want you, Lord. So be like Dhruv and understand pure bhakti is the way. And it begins, come and hear from the devotees. And find also, not just here, you should find a really advanced sadhus. There's gurus who are, you know, there's little sadhus, like sadhu sangha here is like a little S sadhu, and then there's big S sadhu, where it's someone who's really advanced and qualified. And that really advanced and qualified personality, we should try to hear from them, we should try to serve them and ask them questions. And that personality can really help us. So that's what I'm doing in India. I'm going to be studying under those personalities. And I have a few plans to meet a few of them. And so hopefully I come back in better standing. Yes.
What if we can't go to India?
Yeah,
and
it's
so,
okay.
like, you know, there's this broken glass that's there all the time, every day. This broken glass, you know, is like available for you.
Yes.
And so everyone else is engaging in this. It's difficult, I think, to stay fixed and stay inspired. And so what does one do? Yeah, sadhu sangha is there, but like you were saying, there's little s, there's big S. So what do you do in between so that you don't become hopeless, but you continue this hope against hope? Well,
if you know dukkhalayam shashvatam, it's all temporary and miserable, and that you're playing with broken glass, that helps. That, oh, this is not, you can't give me any happiness, this is terrible. So if you know that, that's good. And then if you understand where you get the remedy for your broken glass situation is going to be the big S sadhus, you'll want to position yourself in your life somehow to get their association. So maybe they come to your region once every, I don't know, like we invite sadhus here. They will come to your region. They'll even come right here to Syracuse. So you should prioritize those times when they come. Maybe 4 or 5 times a year we'll have really high-class sadhus come. Hopefully more often than that. But so you can help us in our endeavor in inviting the sadhus. That will help. But also, you know, let's just say you're not going, we can't get them to come here to Syracuse, but they're going to be in New York City or not too far. You can take a trip and go see them and hear from them. And you can prioritize that. Or, you know, maybe you want to do a full immersion with that sadhu. Maybe that sadhu say, oh, you got to come during a parikram time, and you know, and then you go on tour with them for a month, which is like kind of like what I'm doing over this next month. And maybe that could be something you decide to do one day. But the main thing is you just have to find out where these sadhus, these big S sadhus, are going to be, and you say, how can I get there? And if you can do that, if you can get there, you'll be in a good situation. And because these Mahatmas, they create other Mahatmas. You're not going to become a Mahatma unless you learn from the Mahatmas. So you have nothing to worry about other than how can I get where the Mahatmas are. All your other things you're doing in life, it's dukalayam ashashvatam, Krishna says. It's temporary, miserable, and it's just like, and as Dhruv Maharaj says, like broken glass. Oh, look at my broken glass job and my broken glass family with my broken glass kids and
Surrounded by broken glass all the time.
yes, and it's just a bunch of crap to clean up.
Yeah.
That's all it is. You know, I got my broken glass wife. No, I don't have a broken glass wife. She's a devotee. But this is but everything is broken glass. Her body to mine is broken glass. My body to hers is broken glass.
Especially when the kids, even though they are old, they don't know what is God and pray. They always talk about stocks and this and that.
Yeah. It's all broken glass.
Yeah.
So, but we don't have to chase broken glass anymore. With those who are enlightened on this, they can actually chase the Lord. They can try to achieve and attain the Lord. So that's what you should do. And anyone who wants to continue with the broken glass, they'll do that here all the time. That's what this whole world is, for broken glass. So let everyone chase broken glass, but you don't. You chase the Lord, and and try to get your friends who are also, or your loved ones who are also chasing broken glass, saying, no, come on. I have something amazing. You got to hear from this guy. He's amazing. And you just bring him. You don't have to do anything. Just have him, point him to the big-ass sadhus, and they'll help. And so that's all you have to do.
And also too much planning, thinking, what we should do. Instead, if you concentrate on God and you believe that God is going to get it through.
Yes.
Until you pass away.
I wish.
Then you don't have to worry about.
Yes, I learned that lesson.
All this planning is not going to do anything unless God already determined what you're going to do.
Yes, I learned this the hard way so badly this year. I made all kinds of plans with money and how to manage my finances, and if I would have just didn't do anything, if I just did nothing and only focused on this, I would have maybe have 5 or 6 times more money than I currently have. By just doing nothing. But all my plans, nothing worked out properly. Or not properly, it worked out properly, but not how I wanted.
It actually goes wrong.
Yeah, it all went wrong. So, don't, just do devotional service. Everything works out fine. If I would have just continued doing, I didn't make any plans of my own material plans, I would have been way better off, even financially, even materially. But you know what? Like you said, we make all these plans, and it births. Uttama is the son. Suruchi. Oh, this is going to be, this will be good. And some greed comes or something, and Uttama, mountain of ignorance, is born, and he'll die and cause you misery.
But also worrying about it.
Yes,
too much worry. Oh, what will happen?
Yes.
5 years from now?
Of course.
Can I walk? Can't walk?
No, you just
don't worry about all that.
Yes,
just
this
pray
is
God and let it go. Whatever happens.
Yes, I wish I wish you told me this.
No, I'm not telling you.
I wish you told me this 10 months ago.
No, I'm not saying
It's easy
anything.
for him to tell, but yeah.
No, it's I know. It's easy for me to also tell. Yes, just to go achieve Krishna and do this, and then when I go and live my life, I'm also Suruchi, Suniti. I have all the things are there. So anyhow, so that's it. We had a small program today, but this is good. It makes sense. Everything is good.
Yeah, good.
I have a question.
Yes.
This might sound stupid. Sorry.
No, it's not a stupid
But
question.
What is it, difference between Mahatma and Mahajan?
They're kind of like the same. Mahatma is like a great soul, and a Mahajan is like a great group of souls. Like the Mahajans are the ones who there are examples like Shukadev Goswami and Narada Rishi. These are Mahajans, but they're all Mahatmas. So Mahajans is like a group of Mahatmas, you could say. And then the ones who are labeled as the 12 Mahajans, these are like the greatest of the Mahatmas that we can refer to. So, not stupid question.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Thank
Yeah. Okay, yes, Madhav.
So the problem is Dukalayam Shashvatam, and
Yeah.
the solution is pure bhakti.
Yes.
But when we're, that's all, it seems like there's some motivation. Like, okay, I don't want to suffer, so I must practice bhakti, and then I won't suffer.
Yes.
So there's like some motivation. So that's not pure bhakti.
Yes.
But
yes.
is in the process of doing it, in the process of devotion, practicing bhakti, will that motivation go away?
Yeah, I mean, but that motivation's not going to go away on your own strength. All right, well, now I'm just going to practice pure devotion. The way you practice pure devotion is you hear from pure devotees. And they, an example is being like, if you have, if you're a very wealthy person, but somehow or other you get inflicted by the mafia. You know, the mafia comes and they take over. Even though you're wealthy,
Right.
they take over your house, they take over everything. So all of our impure motivations in our lives, lust, greed, anger, attachment, pride, envy, all of these things, they're like mafias living in our we're very wealthy. We're like spirit souls, servants of Krishna, filled with bliss and in eternity and knowledge. We're like these wealthy, amazing people, you know, but we have the mafia, you know, our lust, our greed, all these things, they've taken over and everything. So what we need to do is, if we don't tell anyone about our problem, we're screwed. The mafia's got us locked down, and we can't use our wealth at all. Even though we're filled with bliss, if any of it comes out, they'll mug us and beat us and try and steal our wealth. That's what the mafia does. So we have to live very poor and humbly, and you know, like we can't wear nice clothes, we can't eat nice things because the mafia is just gonna, you know, take us down. So what do you do? If you tell your friend though, and who's a real friend? It's the sadhu. If you tell the sadhu about your motivations and your problems, and you're truthful, you know, remember, Shrinvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridyantas Thohya Bhadrani Vidhunoti Suhrit Satam. You know, so you know, if we're suhrit, if we tell Krishna's the friend, Suhrit Satam, to the truthful devotee, if we're really truthful to the sadhus and telling them every little bit of where we're falling short, then he says, oh my gosh, the mafia's got you here. Remember, the mafia is our own lusts, our greeds, our vices. If we tell the sadhus what we're dealing with, and we don't just say everything's fine, I'm doing fine, and we're telling them, no, this ugly thing is in my life, this ugly thing is in my life, this ugly thing is in my life, and we tell them all the different mafia members who are mugging us and, you know, attacking us regularly, then that sadhu, he can say, no, don't worry, I have a friend. And he gets the chief of police, that's Krishna, and he says, all right, you just engage in these activities to worship Krishna, and all of the mafia members, they'll not stay. So he'll get the chief of police, you know, you'll get your Kunti Mala, and he says, this, and he'll nail a signboard on the thing, this is now the property of the Department of Police. So now all the mafia members, we can't stay here. So they leave that place. This house is now under siege. So if you put on the Tulsi Mala and you chant on Tulsi beads and you take the instructions of the sadhu and you're truthful to them, then that sadhu will get his good friend, the chief of police, Krishna, to come in, take over this your house and let you live in your wealth like you belong. So yeah, you might be motivated with all the mafia members are there right now.
And also the association, if you associate with good people compared
Yes.
to bad people,
Yes.
that's it. That's very important though.
Yeah, well, that's your friend who's going to hook you up with the chief of police. Unless you associate with the devotees or the advanced devotees, then you have no friend to help you. So you have to get your good friend, who's the best friend? It's the sadhu, the saintly person who the mafia is not messing with him because he's friends with the chief of police. So because we're not good friends with the chief of police right now, the mafia is beating us up badly and making us do all kinds of nonsense. But if you go and present yourself to the sadhu and truthfully, and tell them how the mafia is beating you, he'll be able to help you solve all these things, and he'll get Krishna to come in and kick out the mafia. But unless you admit that you're a soul afflicted by the mafia and that you need help from the sadhu, he won't know to help you, or he'll just say, that person's not ready to be helped.
Like you did today, you are sadhu.
I am a little S sadhu.
Well, you'll be getting there.
Yeah, I need the big S sadhus,
Gradually.
but I'm trying to be a little S sadhu to help whatever way I can. At the
For us.
For
And then when you come from India 5 weeks and then
maybe I will be better off, but I'll still invite the big S sadhus and say, please associate with them. Will be very good. So thank you for appreciating whatever small thing I have to offer. Does that answer your question? So you just be truthful, and they'll help you. They'll know to help you. But if you're just duplicitous and you say everything, the sadhus ask us, how are you doing? Everything's good. But if we're just saying, yes, I'm good, but really we're miserable, are we being truthful? No. I say, no, I'm miserable, this is my problem, this is my problem. If you tell all these things, then the sadhu, I know, I have to help you. You need to somehow, they'll engage you in bhakti in some way. How you can use all these things in bhakti. And so then everything's fine. But until then, if you under the covers, you're saying, on the outside I'm a devotee, look at my sheets I wear, look at my tilak, and yes, but on the inside a bunch of other things are happening, then no chance. So you have to, Krishna is the benefactor of the truthful devotee. We chant it every day, Surhit Satam. So, Vidunoti Surhit Satam, he'll deliver that person. So you just become a truthful devotee and approach the sadhu and they'll help you. And don't pretend you're anything more than you are. You just be humble and exactly where you are. And then the sadhu know exactly how to help you. Like if you go to the doctor and you ask for a prescription, but you don't tell him every single thing, he's asking you questions and you're lying, this symptom is very severe. I'm surprised this is there. Are you eating everything No, I'm eating everything I'm supposed to be eating. I don't know why. But really, you're eating things you shouldn't be eating. If you don't tell him that, how can he help you? He can't give you the proper prescription because you're being untruthful. But if you tell him everything, in the reaction that's coming is in response to what you're doing, then he'll help you. But if there's no truthfulness, then Krishna can't help us. So we have to be truthful. And then the sadhu and Krishna will help us. So, is that good? Okay. Srimad Bhagavad Gita.